Hello and welcome back to a foreigner and family in the Philippines. And I'm back over here at the house build. This is day 107 and we've made a little progress since my last video. I hadn't probably got some more hollow blocks up here. And the big thing was this addition here. This is actually going to be a little enclosed stairwell. So we had to pour the foundation for that, and it is going to have a little stairwell up to the second floor, which just has that's going to be our bedroom and a little office space for me. So we got the column started on this with the stirrups, and you can see how they're made and tied. And then this would be one of the finished columns here. And this is where I made a little change in the kitchen here, which caused a little bit. There was only, like, this is the window size here, which is what the window size was there. But I decided that my kitchen is kind of small, and that was just poor designing on my part, but I didn't know. It just kept getting bigger and bigger, everything else, and then I really didn't. But I think the way the layout of the kitchen is going to be, it'll be nice. So what I'm doing is eliminating the window over here, and we're going to just fill that in with more hollow block, and that is not going to be a window. It's going to have some additional cabinet space, and then the refrigerator will probably go right about here. So it might have overlapped on the window, but there won't be a window. But I need to see about, we needed as much cabinet space as possible with the limited space we have to work with here. But it is coming along. And something else that we've got going on. I showed the Carabaos earlier, but these are the Carabao carts. We've got two of them. We have some corn that we're getting ready to harvest, so we're going to need these carts. I mean, they're going to get worked. We have two Carabao and carts, and hopefully that's all we'll need, but there is a pretty significant amount of corn to haul with those. And that's the axle. It looks a little different than the other one. I'll show that one. That one's completed. This one's a work in progress. And the other one is right over here. And the Carabao cart, the total with the labor, it ends up being about a little over 15,000 pesos. And this one, I liked this axle better. I actually paid 1,000 pesos more on this cart that's being made over there because I wanted it exactly the same as this. He had something similar. It was actually a little bit larger, but this cart is absolutely big enough for a Carabao. Anything bigger, and you can, I don't know, if you've got a strong Carabao, you're fine. One of our Carabaos isn't quite as strong as the other, and what else? Oh, going down a hill can be an issue too. So I didn't want anything larger than this one. And so I wanted it to be exactly the same. Actually, in order to get that, I had to pay an additional 1,000 pesos. But then it turns out, you saw the axle I had over there. But that's just how it goes. It'll still be a functional cart and work just fine here. And this might be a design flaw here, because then the Carabao sits in here, and I've seen it where the Carabao takes a break, gets a little pooped, and actually does poop, and it drops right there on the bar. It doesn't quite go through the gap there like you'd like, but instead then you got a load on the bar, an extra load on the bar. So that's the Carabao cart, and I'm looking forward. Maybe I will show them in action when we get rolling on this corn here, which is going to be ready to harvest next week. So, and this is that's actually mixed sand We use that for the fence post concrete. But then I've got the 3/4 inch gravel. I had 1.5 inch gravel, which we use in some of the foundation, but we also use the 3/4 inch gravel into the various support structures for the house there. Then we've got, this is supposed to be washed sand, but you do get a lot of pebbles in there. And I'm taking a look here at my blocks. Again, these are the exterior blocks. These are number 6s. And I wasn't sure. I've actually got a friend who makes the hollow blocks, and these are quality hollow blocks. If you notice, you don't see too many, a couple, but there aren't too many broken ones. I've heard a lot of complaints about here in the Philippines where you get really crappy hollow blocks because they want to get the most hollow blocks out of a bag of cement, and then they mix it with so much sand that they just don't have the support, and they don't stick together. Like, you go pick them up and they'll break on you. Now, and these are the number 4s, so we're good on that. I checked and I made sure too, because I don't know hollow blocks. I made sure with our engineer if those hollow blocks weren't solid enough, if we needed to maybe find somebody else. But these are very good hollow blocks apparently, and I'm happy to stick with them. So, because we're going to need some more here. And this is just the cocoa lumber, which is used for the scaffolding for making these support columns or structural columns here. And then once we get finished, and we would be finished with all the columns on the first floor, but we had to take a step back because of this second floor did get added, and we needed a stairwell over here. Once these are done, there is a support beam that will then go across, connecting the columns up top for additional support. And again, so this is and this over here is where the floor is getting taken out, just to bring the floor down a little bit on the inside, which is good. That's actually going to help raise my cabinets a little bit over here. But that was the case anyway, to get it level before we pour the cement on the inside. So we're just removing some of that. And that is it for day 107 on the house build and the Carabao carts. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.